What's up, YouTubers? So it seems as if Sony has a portable handheld coming out alongside the launch of the PS6. Let's get into it. PlayStation handheld details leak. Full portable console reportedly planned for PS6 launch. Insider claims that a full PlayStation handheld console is in development, with Sony aiming to launch it alongside the PlayStation 6. The rumors about Sony launching another handheld PlayStation are heating up again, and this time the details sound more promising. Earlier this year, there were already whispers that Sony had a new PlayStation Portable console in development. Now, a new leak has added even more weight to the story, claiming that Sony is working on a full handheld console set to launch around the same time as the PlayStation 6. This all comes as both Sony and Microsoft are getting more serious about handheld gaming, with Sony recently testing the waters through the PlayStation Portal. The latest information comes from the NeoGAF forums, where a well-known Xbox hardware insider who goes by the name of Heisenberg FX4 shared some new details in response to fan questions. This leaker claims to have sources confirming that Sony is indeed working on a full-blown PlayStation handheld, not just a refresh of the Portal, but an entirely new console. According to the post, the upcoming PlayStation handheld won't just be a minor upgrade with a better screen or improved Wi-Fi. Instead, it's described as a real portable PlayStation console, designed to stand on its own and cost more than the current Portal device. A full-blown PlayStation handheld is coming, Heisenberg FX4 wrote. When pressed for more details, the leaker confirmed, "I do have sources on this," and later added, timing. Timing-wise, somewhere around PS6 launch. What this means is that Sony's new handheld is expected to be part of the new next generation, likely targeting a release window around 2027 or 2028, lining up with early reports and speculation about the PlayStation 6 launch. While this leak has definitely caught the attention of PlayStation fans, it's important to remember that nothing is official just yet. Sony hasn't confirmed anything about a new handheld, and these plans could still change before launch. As with any leak, it's smart to take these details with a grain of salt until the company makes an announcement. What do you think about the idea of a brand new PlayStation handheld launching alongside the PS6? Would you be interested in a true portable PlayStation console? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright guys, you heard the article. What are my thoughts on this? All I have to say is, this is the reason why Nintendo is the greatest. Of all the flack, all the hate that Nintendo has been getting, everybody in their mother's name wants to go out and make their own handheld. And we saw the results of that. They all failed. They all undersold. The only people that seem to like these so-called PC handhelds are just paid YouTubers who gets perks from those manufacturers that make those PC handhelds to say that it's good. Since when selling 4 million Steam Deck consoles, or handhelds rather, is a good thing? The Nintendo Wii U sold 13 million, and man, everybody was just talking trash left and right. Everybody had something to say. That the Wii was a flop. I told you so. It's a failure. 13 million. But yet still the Steam Deck is a success of 4 million. That's just fanboy talk. Fan talk. It's okay to like what you like, but do not be delusional. Do not be delusional. Now, my thoughts on the PlayStation handheld. For one, Sony does make good handhelds. And if you guys don't know, now you know. My favorite PlayStation console is the PSP. I love the PSP, and I love the Vita equally as well. The PSP holds more weight because it had better games. But we saw what happened with the PS Vita. It didn't do well. The PSP was a success. $80 million out the gate against Nintendo. That's pretty damn good. Of course, the DS sold way more, and some people even say the DS was a far better system. It did great against Nintendo. 80 million out the gate against Nintendo. They did great. They did great. But after that, the PS Vita fell to the wayside. Sony didn't support it very well. Didn't support it at all. And that's the reason why it failed. And I don't know why these companies think that copying Nintendo is going to bring them success. You have to look at why Nintendo is successful. Nintendo has been doing a handheld thing since the 80s, baby. They know what they're doing. It's about experiences, the games, but I'm tired of talking about that, guys. So let me just stay on topic. Sony should have came out with a handheld a long time ago instead of that trash PS Portal. The PS Portal was trash. And just like the Steam Deck, before it, the only people that liked the PlayStation Portal was those YouTubers who got perks from Sony. All the lies saying that you can use your PlayStation Portal in New York and you're all the way in Kansas City, that's a lie. You can only use the PlayStation Portal in close proximity to your PS5, similar to how the Wii U was, and the Wii U did it better. I think the Wii U had better technology in the gamepad than the technology that Sony used in the PlayStation Portal. The PlayStation Portal was trash; it didn't sell, and Sony didn't even want to show the sales chart for that. The new PlayStation handheld they're talking about should have been the PlayStation Portal. I don't know who thought of that PS Portal idea. And Sony makes very good handhelds. I love their handhelds. Well, I love the PSP and PS Vita, as I said before. And that's as far as I stop. I'm kind of glad. I don't know how to feel about this, guys. I feel like, honestly, I'm going to be really honest, and this is not me being a fan. I think Sony is wasting their time. Really, they are. The Steam Deck flopped. The ROG Ally flopped. MSI flopped. Any PC handheld you name, it flopped. I don't know why Sony thinks coming out with a handheld is going to do great. We saw that Nintendo actually had to combine the handheld department and the console department together, R&D under one roof, because when the Wii U wasn't doing well, it seemed like developers just wanted to support the 3DS, just the DS line over their main console. Nintendo, after a while, started struggling trying to maintain both the handheld department and the console department separately. So what they did was combine both the handheld team and the console team together. Hence came the Nintendo Switch, where developers doesn't have to make a choice. They're just developing for one platform, which made it easy for Nintendo. And look how successful the Nintendo Switch is. So if you have a PlayStation 6 on the market and you have a PlayStation 6 portable on the market, that's actually creating confusion. I've watched Sony started becoming more like Microsoft, started making silly decisions and not making any sense and just wasting money. I don't see the point. So developers are gonna I don't understand. I'm confused. So what is it gonna be called? PlayStation 6 Portal, and you have the home PS6? I don't get it. And what is it gonna have its own games? Do they play the same games? I don't get it, man. PlayStation is pulling on Microsoft. You have the Xbox Series X and you have the Xbox Series S, which made no sense whatsoever. The Xbox Series S shouldn't have existed. It's like Microsoft is just throwing whatever at the wall just to see what sticks, and Sony's doing the same thing. So Sony's probably looking at it like, okay, well, if the PS6 don't do too well, maybe the handheld will. No, one of them is going to end up doing better than the other, and I'm damn sure know that the portable is not going to do good. I mean, I don't understand what's the point, especially if it plays the same games, lower scale. They're trying to pull a switch, but not knowing how to pull the switch. Then I think Sony should just stay in their lane. The handheld game is not for them anymore. It's really not. I mean, having two SKUs on the market, a mobile version of the PS6, it just causes confusion. It's not going to do well. It's not. And I'm calling that now. And that's not me hating. That's not me being a fanboy. That's just me being straight up and in all honesty. And Sony fans don't even like Sony handhelds. I remember, listen, this is so crazy to me. I don't understand this. Every Nintendo fan is aware of Nintendo handhelds, the DS, the Game Boy, and the Switch, right? The Vita came out around, I believe, I can't remember. I think it was between the PS3 and the PS4. Yeah, actually, yeah. If my memory serves me correct, right? I remember asking a Sony fan what do they think about the PS Vita, and they didn't even know what a PS Vita was. And I'm like, yo, I don't get it. If you're a Sony fan, how do you not know what the PS Vita is? And luckily, when I did come across somebody who did know what the PS Vita was, they said they didn't care about it. They didn't have it. They didn't care about going out and buying one. They didn't even look into it. So why do you think coming out with a handheld Sony is gonna do you any favors? You're starting to become like Microsoft. Just you got all this money, you just feel like just burning a hole in your pocket. I mean, I love Sony handhelds, man, but I just don't see the point of a PlayStation 6 portable. I don't get it. I don't see the point. What's the point? Is it going to have its own exclusive games? Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think about this PlayStation 6 portable in the comment section, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I guess Sony, good luck. I don't see it taking off at all. Nintendo got this. And on top of that, you coming out after the Switch 2? Oh my gosh. By the time this thing comes out, Nintendo Switch 2 is going to hit the ground running. Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have a large it already has a huge library. So imagine 2 years in, a year from now, 2 years from now, it's going to be too late for Sony. By the time that PlayStation Portable comes out on the market, it's going to be dead in water. I kid you not. And then you guys are going to go back and reflect on this video like, yo, you know what? Red Crimson was actually right. He called it. He called it a year ago. He called it 2 years ago. Everybody wants to be Nintendo. It's funny how everybody hates Nintendo, but everybody wants to be Nintendo. I don't know, man. It's a waste of time, waste of money. Yo, Switch 2 got this. Sit down, Sony. And that's no hate. That's just me being honest. I just don't see the point. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. Just like I don't see the point of an Xbox handheld. And then what they teamed up with Asus. So the ROG Ally 2 is basically Xbox. I don't get it. Yo, I don't understand. That's how I really know that, yo, the video game industry is just ran by a whole bunch of people that's wearing suits. They don't know anything about video games. Because who are making these decisions? Who are okaying these decisions? I don't understand it. These guys have a lot of money to waste. It doesn't make any sense. These people that are making these decisions and coming out with these handhelds, they don't know anything about video games. And Sony should be ashamed of themselves, because they've been in the game for a long time. They came out after Nintendo with a console, and they learned a lot from Nintendo. They worked together at one point. And actually, if it wasn't for Nintendo, Sony would even be here. So you would think Sony being in the game that long, that they would make better decisions. Get it through your head. You just can't fuck with Nintendo. You just can't. That's it. When the Switch came on the scene, that was it. That was it. I don't think anybody should talk about a handheld as long as Nintendo's around, to be honest with you. And that's not me being a fanboy. It's just me being logical. if you look around, none of these handhelds are being successful. I don't even think they're making any money off of these handhelds. They're actually losing money off of these handhelds. So I thought we were all in the business to make money. I just don't see it happening. But before I sign off, I would just say this. And they should call it the PSP 3. But then again, you know what, Sony, don't even mess up the PSP's line name. Okay, if it's OLED, the battery life is good. And if they brought back all the PSP library, or you can play your PSP digital library games on there, and you can buy PS3 games on there, then we're kind of talking. I would actually buy it just for that. Just to play all my old PSP library on there with higher frame rates, better graphics, HDR flare, whatever. And have access to old PS2 and PS3 games on there. Then I can see myself like, okay. But then again, if you think about it, that's still pointless because there's a thing called emulation. You can do that on your phone. You can play PSP games, PS3 games, PS2 games, emulation on your PC, and even on the ROG Ally, even the Steam Deck, I guess, if you know how to do it. So when I think about it, it's actually pointless. So even if they did come out with a PlayStation 6 portable and you could play the backlog games, the PSP, all the way up to the PS3 or whatever, I still wouldn't buy it because you can do that now. Pointless. Dead on arrival. Sony has become a joke of the industry. They're just something to laugh at. Anyway, I guess it'd be fun to see Sony fall on their face with the PlayStation 6 portable. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about the PlayStation 6 portable. Do you think it's a good idea? Should Sony stay in their lane? Or should they try and come out and challenge Nintendo Switch 2? What do you think? You guys let me know in the comment section. Let's get a conversation going about that. Peace!